We're just going to do a quick video on how we fit these valley trusses. I did do this clip yesterday, but the file said it wasn't working, so I'm just going to have to do this first bit again, basically. So the first job we got to do, is measure the total height of the girder truss. So that's from the very top point. Hook your tape on the very top, down to the underside of the ceiling, so that's the total height of that truss. Yeah, that's 111.5. And then what we'll do, once you've got that, just as two measurements, then we'll measure off the nearest truss, off the truss there, to the centre of the girder truss. What's that name?
180 mil.
180 mil. Then once you've got them two measurements, we'll go up to the top with them two bits of ply there, and put them two measurements on, which I think I've got a video on. So I'll just join the clips from yesterday into this now. Now what we'll do, we'll hook our tape underneath the bottom of the ceiling cord and measure up 111.5 inches and put a line on this top part of the truss. And then we'll nail these nogs in and ply that we've got, but we'll do that slightly higher than that line, just so then we don't have to do the valley board at the top. This ply will act as a valley board as well as our striking point. Yeah. Now what we'll do, we'll square across on the plywood from our top line, and then mark, what was it, the measurement, 180 mil off that inside point to there, and put a big line downwards, and then we know the height of the ridge and we know the center point of the ridge. We'll do that now. So now we've got our center point and our top point of the ridge. We'll work out our timber to go down there each side, the lay boards. They will work out one, we'll just cut one at we'll just cut them both at that same measurement then, and then we'll bang a ridge across from there to there. We'll get a time lapse of that now. But what I've also done is put a nail at that top point where the two lines cross, and then we'll have it here. So basically this 4x1 is a 4x1 thickness higher than where we need it to be. So then now mark that cut up like that. That's how you get your angle. We'll do the same at the top, and then we just need to get the total measurement, and then it'll drop in basically. But because it's parallel, when you drop it in, it'll be right. So now that bottom point is right, and I've got this up here. I'll get that into place, and I'll do it slightly lower than that top point because our ridge needs to come across there, touch the 4x1 and hit that line. That'll make more sense in a minute. Now I'll just go to that line that we've got there, plumb this off, cut that now. And then we'll get this one fixed in. Well, we'll tack it in first, get the other side in, and then get the ridge in. So you can see how that's lower there, but then that, when it goes across, when the ridge goes across, it'll be the right height for that. So as you can see from that time lapse, I literally put the other piece over the top and strike the line for that. Now we'll jump down to the bottom, make sure they're all lining in, and then put the ridge on. So for the bottom two points, I'll put the level across these two trusses, and then I'll make sure that this lay board hits the underside of that level like that, and then I'll put a nail, stitch it in to the truss each side. So that's how you set up the bottom point, and then the top is obviously to that line that we put on the plywood. So now basically we've got all the points lining up. They're lined up with the mark at top, and they're lined in with these two trusses across here. So now what we'll do, we'll measure and fill in the rafters going up to that with 4x1, and then we'll drop the diminishers in. Well, first we just need to put the ridge across, which we'll do now. So this 4x1, which I keep referring to as the ridge, is just a temporary ridge. So the angle of that doesn't really matter. Just nail it in, and it's a good time as well just to check your girders level. So just stick your level on this girder truss and get that all sweet. So now we've put all these timbers in, so all the inside the area is the same level now with them. Everything's got an angle on it, so they're all done. So the next job is to fit the trusses, diminishing trusses. So I always start from the top one and then mark on the ridge 600s and then work my way down. So yeah, get that first one right and then you work your way down. So basically now when you're getting these in, you just want all your points to line up. Nothing should be higher. So that corner there's lining up, that there's lining up, and the top is lining up with the ridge. Another thing now to save time, while those packing up the trusses, I've also measured for the timber underneath that, and I've measured for the timber that's like makes up the ridge there. So I'll write it all on there, this, and then we'll cut them in as we go, as well as fitting the trusses. And another thing, I've measured the 600s there, so I'll tap my nail in them, and then the other ones now should just drop in quite fast. Good thing about doing it this way is I can now nail it at the top, and the truss is loose now, but it's only a one person job. Now I'll just nail it so that corner point's right, then I'll go the other side, do the same, then stitch it into all the trusses across the way. So now we've got all them trusses lined in. I do just bang a level on a few of them just to check. And like I said, as you come down, measure underneath the timber underneath. But when I do that, I'll leave it slightly short, and then you can see there off the end, just so then the plywood that you put in here, because we've got to inset the plywood, it doesn't get in the way. So leave them nogs underneath slightly short. And also on here, I know everyone does this slightly differently. On here we have to use this timber that's cut on the angle, so it goes under like a wedge. So we bang them in. We've run out now to do these last three. So we'd normally do that, and then we'd just brace it to the drawing, and get some straps on the front paddy. So I might just get a quick time lapse of doing that, and then yeah, that's basically it. So that's just how I do it. I know everyone has their own methods on this, but it's just the way I've been taught and find it easier. So that's it now, all done. Braced all this off. The only thing left to do is plumb off these 4x1s and fit some straps on the front for the bricklayers, and then obviously put the timber underneath when we get some more angled timber. But yeah, hope you liked the video.